afraid, we're taking this thing into November. Uh-oh. We woke up Grandpa again. Somebody better get him some candy. Welcome to my home. Watch your step. I wouldn't want you to break a bone, but if you do, you can borrow one of mine. Welcome to my stylish haunted home. I can't take all the credit for its trendy appeal. The maniacal banshee in the closet deserves some praise.
Welcome everyone to another Monday night.
Hello.
We've got Jerry here with us. Jerry is our other team member that he's in the background a lot of times, so he's not. We need to have you on more for sure. Jerry's way smarter.
That depends. I'm not all that charismatic, so I'm better off in the background.
Jerry is definitely our more skeptical one. He does a lot of the research. He does, a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So, first of all, let's get to, Wisdom. First of all, hello and thanks for being here. Why were you here at 6:17? What in the world? And Cassie was here at 6:30. So was Jethro. I mean, I appreciate you guys wanting to not miss so bad that you're waiting that early. Carla was here. Hello, Carla. At 6:43. And then everybody started coming in at the normal time, starting with Bill with Carbs and Coffee. Faith, how are you? Good to see you here. Who else is in here? Candy, hello. It's been a minute. Although we chatted not too long ago. Who else is here? Amber, how are you? We're going to talk about the Collingwood tonight, so this is something you'll probably want to listen to. William Weiland, hello. We got to go through the chat first, Jerry. That's what we do.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a new YouTube tactic that I should have been doing for years and never did. Okay, we're down to the bottom. That's good. That'll probably be the last time tonight. But so, anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. And so, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about Twin Paranormal did a video in Toledo, and they got the history of the building wildly wrong. And so, we are going to make a video about it soon and really correct it. But we've got some things that we suspect. We've got some things that we know. And so we're going to go over some of that tonight. But first, let's maybe play a little bit of the twin thing, and then we'll just kind of start and stop.
Oh, wait, can we do one thing before we start?
Yeah.
I want veto ability on the next time you put my picture out there, Dana. The picture you used was very.
No, I
did that.
I didn't use it.
Right.
I did not use that one.
Yeah,
that was
me.
what was given to me.
Right.
I did what I could because even my picture's kind of like.
It was pretty much the worst thumbnail on the planet.
Yes.
Yeah. It was. Okay. Thank you. That's all. I just.
So
just
mental note. So everybody is hearing this now. When you see a horrible, if you're on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, and you see our page, and you see the invite for the live, if it's a terrible picture.
Well, that pretty much also means too that I was working on getting a video out yesterday, and
Because no.
Yeah.
I asked you for almost a week to get me a picture so I could post it ahead of time and I didn't have to worry about it.
Those are a lot harder to make than you think.
He gave it to me at 5:00 last night.
I have a great one that's already got the three of us in it for the live show, but YouTube always cuts Jerry off in the thumbnail. It's weird. It won't. Somebody needs to train me on how to shrink the picture.
What we need to do though, I think we really need to have the three of us together because we've never done this, and do a really good picture of the three of us together, rather than always pasty.
Just like those pictures we make fun of the people that do their group shots.
Yeah.
It looks so serious.
But no, it doesn't.
We can all sit there like this.
It doesn't need to be all three of us together, but like, we
our
can
black shirts.
blend the
Oh,
pictures.
I got you.
You know
I
what I
got you.
mean?
Yeah.
Not like we're taking from totally different scenes and.
We need a demon in the background
Yeah.
or a haunted house or.
But yeah, because
some
that
creepy shit.
might make it a little bit better. But yeah, no, this was not mine, Jerry. This you should know. Come on, I asked you how many times about one picture we used.
That's true.
I mean, I asked you, hey,
I should have known better.
Okay? Yeah, I asked you, are you okay with this picture? No, he just takes it because I'm like, I don't even know where he got the picture he has of me.
I got it from the Middle Point School video.
Yeah, that was Middle Point
Oh,
School.
I was like, yeah,
screenshot.
see, he's doing it from video. I'm like, no, I go and look for pictures. I mean,
That's because all the pictures I have of you are on my phone.
No, well, yeah, I went on my phone and actually I went on Facebook, on
Hey,
Judy's
Jason, how's it going?
Facebook, and I
Judy,
found
how
a
you doing?
picture I liked. I was like, are you okay if I use this picture?
Yeah.
No problem.
All right, I'm sorry. That was a sidetrack that we lost 3 minutes of.
I was busy. That's all right.
I'm the so-called Jerry that Jeff and Dana always refer to. So
Yeah.
There we go.
We'll have you tell your story later on about being touched in Waterville.
That's cool.
I think
It's really cool.
I think some people have heard it, others probably haven't.
Yep.
Julie R, how are you? You
Pretty
jumped.
much the story.
Yeah. Jason, thanks for joining us. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Let's get into this twin video a little bit, and I hope this doesn't get like copyrighted. Actually, people in the chat, if you know, can I play a video of Twin Paranormal without getting the live taken down? We'll wait a couple minutes before we start
We
playing.
always ask because everybody else always is like, yep, you can do that. Nope, you can't.
We did actually get kicked off once because I played music that my brother wrote and said we could use for the intro to the show. And
That was Facebook.
yeah, Facebook. Yeah, that's right. We weren't doing YouTube.
It was
at that
Facebook.
point. But Facebook.
But they
kicked
said
us
it was
off.
a copyright, and it was
Yeah.
like, no, we had this special. I mean, it was made for us. I mean, for us to use.
Yep.
And they took it down, and then they put it right back up though after we started a new stream.
Yeah, we immediately started to stream.
You'd have to keep stopping it every couple of minutes, which
Okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna do because we're
Yeah.
just gonna play the beginning. We're not playing the whole thing. We're not watching Twin Paranormal Night. Trust me. I don't want anybody to self-harm themselves. Okay, so let's see if I can figure out how to do this. You got to go to that. Share screen. I know it's easier with two monitors, but we don't have that luxury.
We
so
need to get you a second monitor. It is so much nicer when you have.
I actually looked at monitors the other day. I'm going to get a different one. So where? There it is. And of course this is titled "Our Scariest Night Ghost Hunting Ever."
Always isn't demonic.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead.
Hours, we are going to be investigating a place called the Ursuline Order of the Sacred Heart. At one
They even
point,
got the name wrong.
this place was absolutely flooded with nuns, and there was a
That's what that was the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Have either of you ever heard it called that in your life?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I don't know where that name came from, but maybe it was named that for a minute and no one's ever called it that since.
The Ursuline Order commissioned and built the building, and they ran the schools out of the building, but I don't think the building itself was ever called
No.
that. Or
But
it might have been called that back in
but I mean,
1918.
For anything that any of us know it by, it's always been it's the Collingwood Arts Center. So if somebody came on stream and would say, hey, do you know where St. Ursuline? And people would be like, the what? And they
Ottawa
probably
Hills,
would say,
yeah.
they'd probably send them to Ottawa Hills. They wouldn't even think to send them to Collingwood.
Hey, Jeffrey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Oh.
So,
Oh my God,
Jerry,
hi, Jeff.
Jerry, why don't you jump in some of the early history for a minute, since you've got all the notes.
Yeah, so you'll see there's a big mansion, a beautiful mansion. I wish we could find pictures of. I've actually found pictures of the front of the house, but
Right.
the actual full-size house. So there was a big mansion that was built there back in 1872, and then in 1890 there was a depression, and basically the family that built the house, the Gerbers, lost everything, and then the house was, I think it passed a couple ownerships, and then eventually the Ursuline nuns, the Ursuline Order of the Sacred Heart, They needed to expand their school from downtown Toledo to a different location, so they bought this property. So it was the Gerber house, and then all the property that they were planning on doing this huge complex that was going to be four of the buildings that you're going to see. They were going to have, that was their plan. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, a quad. So that was in 1905, 1918 when they completed the first part of the building. And let me preface this by saying I am in no way an expert on this building. It's just things that I've tried to research and look up. So I am not an expert. I am just going off of all information I can easily cite if anyone ever requested it.
Because
I am not an expert, nor do I pretend to be one.
Because there's so much misinformation about even the hauntings of the place. I mean, there's so many stories that are just like, that's not true. There's no way.
Right. So the 5-story structure was finished in 1918. They had an elementary school. They had a high school. And then eventually they opened up a college. So elementary school till 1929, the high school till 1965, and the college was from 1922 to 1975, which primarily educated women to be teachers. That's what it started off as, and nursing as well. Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty much a private Catholic college.
Yep.
Yep.
So, all right, let's get back to the goofballs. I mean, sorry.
And none of these pictures are the Ursuline nuns, I guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely use a lot of
B-roll.
B-roll and stuff.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah, the one on the top in the black in the back. Yeah, they always use B-roll in there.
Yeah, none of this is actual
stock videos. I mean,
it's a very tragic incident that happened in the basement right below this house. In the 1950s, there was a distraught nun that had unfortunately taken her own life by hanging somewhere in this general area. It is said that some of the nuns refused to let go of their convent work here and will still refuse to move on to the other side.
Right beneath this mansion.
Okay, pause. So let's get into that. So what version of the nun story have you heard? Because I've heard different versions of the story. I've never heard anyone claim that the nun that the nun did that in that basement.
Yeah, the only, I think of, like I said, I've been on 4 tours of the building. I've been to the building. I think I counted up how many times I was there.
Only Jerry would count how many times he's been there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've been there 9 times. So I've been there 9 times. I've been on 4 tours of the building. I think I can't even say who brought up the fact that a woman or a nun allegedly killed herself there. I don't think it was any of the tour guides that ever said it. I think it was normally like the previous paranormal group that we're on good terms with, Scott's group. I think he relayed a story that maybe a nun had committed suicide in the building, but there is absolutely no evidence whatsoever that ever took place.
That's another thing too that I've noticed, that other convents and places like that have been investigated before. There's always a nun that got pregnant by a priest that ended up hanging herself. That seems to be a very, very common story, and it's because she was pregnant. That's a pretty.
Yeah, we'd like to hear those. We got those there. We'd love to hear that.
So it is just funny because we've had experiences there.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not haunted.
So it's not. So I mean, these people saying they've had. I mean, there is legit because there's been plenty of stuff. I mean, we can all share what we've had happen to ourselves as well.
Show Amber's too real quick. That's cool, Amber. Yeah, there's a lot of, like I said, I truly believe that place is haunted. So we're not disputing any of that with them. So just while we got this screen up, that is the Gerber house. That's the mansion that Jerry was talking about. That they ended up cutting off part of the back and attaching the big, massive building onto. Yeah,
I think the house was double the size going back. Yeah. There was I saw a picture where there was like a stable there to the left of the building, where they had a stable house, because obviously it was 1870s, so horses and buggies and all that stuff.
And you people that are members, if you're interested, let me know, and I'll throw some of the raw videos of times that I've gone in there with my camera and taken a
Sky.
Day tour. Yep, thank you very much, Sky, for the membership. We appreciate it.
And yes,
and Sky has also been a member pretty much, I think, since the beginning of our membership. So we appreciate you for that too.
And Jeff, yes, this is the one we were telling you about.
Yeah. Yep. So sometime, I mean, we are going to rent this place sometime and probably invite
Jerry's
some people.
Going to rent it because we've been blacklisted for some reason on it.
The dude that runs the paranormal stuff there, I've never, ever in my life even talked to this man. and he
You
does
don't
not
like
like me.
us. Hey, there's
So-
a spider.
No, we don't like spiders either. All right, let's get back into the video. Like I said, we're not gonna watch a whole lot of this, but yeah, this would be a lot easier with 2 monitors.
I'm telling you.
All right,
Can't
so
believe you
there's
don't have 2 monitors.
Come
No.
on.
I should with the editing and shit that I do.
I know. That's
Here we go.
not very efficient.
Let's get back to the twins.
There was a sigil that was placed in a very odd spot, and nobody knows why.
At one point when this building was vacant, an occult group broke in and used this spot for sacrificial rituals.
There are so many mysteries.
Okay, now we
I don't
have to
think so.
pause it again because now here's the story that I've heard, and I believe it's one of those things. I know I've read an article about this, but I cannot for the life of me find it anywhere. So there was a witch convention there at one point, like witches and warlocks, and there was a confirmed death. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I saw this in the newspaper or something.
I sent that to you
Okay, you sent it to me.
He's
Yeah.
been trying to figure out.
because
who said it from.
I thought I made it. So I was at work, and where I work, I now have access to the Toledo Blade. Like I get past the paywall, and I was able to do a search. But yeah, his name was. They ran. See, I think what they're referring to is when the building was vacant, and people would break in and
Right.
potentially did some things. What you're talking about was a convention they actually did there for a couple of years. It was like a witchcraft convention.
When it was the
When
Collingwood
was
Arts Center.
that?
Right. It was.
Because
It's
I
like
remember.
It was 2010, 2009, because he died in 2011. The last one they did
Okay.
at the Collingwood was 2011.
I was gonna say I remember.
And I got that article,
hearing
Jeff.
about the witch conventions. In
I got
town.
that article
So,
saved on my computer at work. I just have to.
Yeah, I want to see that
I'll
again because I
send
want to
it to
read it
you.
again.
Yep.
But basically, the guy, there was he was a maintenance man or something, right? Or somebody got in a fight with.
Oh,
one
we'll
of
get
the-
there. We'll get
Okay.
there. We have to get to the point where it becomes a Collingwood Arts Center, and then we can
Okay.
talk about the residency, the people that actually lived
Okay.
in the place until the heat totally broke and they
Okay.
don't live there anymore. Yep.
All right, so let's go back and play then.
Mysteries that have taken place inside this sanctuary. So we are Twin Paranormal, and tonight we are here at the Purgatory of Nuns.
God, I
I've
hate
been in
that shit.
I've been in the Purgatory of Nuns for 9 times, and I survived.
Right?
There's a story of a nun.
They want us to destroy the pentagram. It is known that hundreds of nuns had died here and had left the veil.
Her soul was taken.
I don't think 100 nuns died there.
no.
I think 100 nuns might have died while living there, but if they died in the actual building and not like a
Right.
hospital or something,
Right.
that's kind of pushing
Stop.
the boundaries of their imagination, I think.
Right. And most of the living quarters and stuff were not in that building.
No, they were in the building, and that's the funny thing too. As I'm combing through the Toledo Blade, which is our newspaper here in Toledo, as I'm combing through the Toledo Blade archives, and this is where I've kind of changed my mind, Jeff, when we were talking about could that many of nuns passed away during
Yeah.
that time.
Yep.
All the obituaries that I'm seeing from 1980 to 2020 of all the women who were either nuns or associated with the Collingwood Arts Center and the Ursuline Order during that
Right.
time. I believe that there could have been that many women associated with the order that passed away during that time. Like I
Okay.
said, I just don't think they died in the building.
Yeah,
I don't think they died there.
No.
and that's another claim I've never heard any tour guide say or anything like that. And they do spook up the tour a little bit because it's a haunted attraction. So Amber, I cannot believe you have never had the privilege of watching Twin Paranormal.
You're not missing much.
You really need to go watch them and you might learn something a little about
it's-
investigations
You guys
as far
need
as like
to
how not to
stop.
do them. But
Go.
it's a very, very massive channel. These guys are one of the bigger paranormal channels, and they were at Collingwood.
Hence,
recently.
that's where Mountain came
Thank
from.
you, Sky, again.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you. Appreciate it. Yeah, Amber, definitely check out. They're called Twin Paranormal. If you,
Stop it.
what's the over under on if she lasts 15 minutes?
Yeah. It's
On
I did it
any-
for homework. That's the only
any of
reason
their
why it
videos.
lasted that long.
Yeah, we've watched our fair share only when we have to. So
Yeah. But I mean, I remember when I saw this come out, I got noticed because I get notified when they're gonna
She was more pissed off than I was.
Yeah, because somebody had said something. Did you guys see it in a message when I woke up? It was probably 5:30 in the morning when I got this message, and I was brewing, just like I cannot wait till Jeff gets up, because then I had to go watch it, and I'm like, oh my god, no. I was just so mad. I was like, I will have to come in.
Oh, it's polar opposites, right? Of between what Ghost Hunters did and what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, Ghost Hunters, I think they legitimately tried to go in there. They were there for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
But it was like
they didn't spend any time in the basement, but I think they went in and they sent someone to the library, I think, to try to dig. I think they found the child who maybe fell off the roof that had passed away.
Yep.
Amber, Butch is on the show.
Yeah, that's coming up.
They
soon.
actually have
They actually used part of my video.
Yeah, they used Jeff's video, which is even funnier.
All right, let's get back into this so we can get over watching this and talk about it.
What is happening? We are here to try and talk to any of the nuns.
Save yourself.
Oh!
No way.
Sorry, what the is happening?
That's the funny thing too. It's been a shadow creature.
There are
It's a
3
shadow
main haunted locations.
that's in the basement, not a nun.
Right. Yeah.
I've never heard. I've heard the nun haunts the theater.
I've heard a kid haunts the underground.
Yep.
That's what Scott always talked about. And then the shadow figure that's in the passages between the house and the underground.
Right.
Yeah.
I get goosebumps and the creeps talking about, but I've had some bad things happen to me there. So I think it just chills me because of
this is where the three of us we don't argue about it, but I still say I could sleep in that basement.
Yeah.
I could now. Yeah. I could now.
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Well, I think because of the severity of what my first attack was there, it really that kind of baffled me. And I mean, I still want to go there, and I still go there. I just have to work myself up going into the certain parts of the basement, just because I know what happened to me in pretty much the same place twice. So I'm just like, yeah.
All right, let's roll it.
All right, roll tape in 3, 2.
Locations inside this convent. The first one being the Gerber Mansion, known for an evil entity that has attacked multiple people down in the basement. It is also said that there are many spirits that wander around on each and every floor. Number 2 is the theater, with something they call a ghost light. It is said that they keep that light on to keep entities at
Ghost
bay,
lights are
but when it
common
is
everywhere.
turned off, all hell breaks loose. Last but not least, number 3. This place is called the nuns' cells, where the nuns would live during their time as part of the convent. It is said lots of people have actually captured these nuns still residing in this area, but for some reason, all of them say that there is something off about these spirits. The Collingwood Arts Center in Toledo, Ohio, with its rich and eerie history, has long been a subject of fascination and fear. Originally constructed in the early 1900s, the building served as a convent for the Ursuline Order of Nuns. During its time as a convent, several nuns had passed away within its walls. It has long been said that their deaths have been shrouded in mystery and sorrow. The quiet corridors that once echoed with the prayers of the devoted are now tinged with the memories of those who lived and died there. Originally, the nuns had dedicated their lives to service and prayer, but this building since has taken a much darker reputation.
One of the oldest buildings of Toledo.
Okay, let's pause there just because, like I think it was Candy that said we have to pause every so often, otherwise.
So one thing that I also found out over time is the green room. The green room, which is right next to the library room, on the stage left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stage left, if you're looking at the stage.
Yep.
They use that room to, when they were doing showings, if nuns did pass away.
Yeah.
So there were probably plenty of, dead bodies, for lack of a better word, that were displayed there, because they lived there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was
the bodies were laid out there on a regular basis. So there's no doubt that there were dead bodies that went through there, but nothing out of the ordinary.
But even before nuns, there probably was in that area people displayed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, because I mean they didn't have funeral homes.
No,
back
and
in
it
there,
was
so
like that room kind of reminds you of the setup it would have been in like a Victorian house, how the Victorian style houses in that neighborhood are set up. They all kind of had that little parlor off to the side.
That's in
and the
one of
bigger
the
houses, that's what that room was for, and nothing else but for that.
That's in the neighborhood too. That was like back in the day.
That's what I was going to talk about,
Old
the
West
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yep.
When we talk about the
Those
neighborhood,
houses
it's,
are gorgeous back
yeah.
there, and very, very old. So Amber, so we talked about this before we started this. I don't know that there's so much making stuff up as they're regurgitating things that were told to them.
Yeah.
I think some of it they've made up, but I think a lot of it, like I said, there's a lot of bad information or unproven information about that building.
Yeah, and we think a lot of it though too. They kind of stretched from where they were told. They stretched it to the like almost saying the opposite of what they were told.
Like that pentagram in the basement.
Yeah,
that wasn't like, cause there was, from what I understand, when it was the art center. I've heard this story too, and here again, I'm about to do what they're doing because I'm not fact checking this and I don't know this for a fact. But there was a witch coven supposedly that practiced in the basement. And I think that's where that pentagram came from.
Yeah.
And then the symbols that are in the room that we call the dead room. I think, but I could, here again, I could be totally wrong and not know what I'm talking about. If somebody knows,
I mean, it's a big building, and
Yes.
even when the Collingwood Arts Center took it over in 1985 or whatever it was, and over the course of the many years, people lived there.
Mhm.
There were residents that lived there. They stopped the residency. What did I say? Like in the 2000 something.
Yeah.
2014 is when residency ended, where
Yep.
people couldn't live there anymore. So, but it's still a big building. People can sneak in and do
Well,
draw on the walls
Yeah.
and graffiti and vandalize. Right?
you and I could go in there right now and walk right in the door.
Yeah, the doors
It's-
are left open.
yeah.
You can do private
Self-
tour, like a self-guided tour.
Yep.
During the business hours. Yeah.
I think I will throw some of those raw videos up in the membership side, just because they're not shot very well, and
just
so people can see how, what the place actually looks like.
I was just going to say one more thing too. They keep harping on that it was only a convent. Yes,
Right.
It was a convent, but it was also an elementary school, a high school, and a college. It
Yep.
wasn't just a convent. The Ursuline order was dedicated to teaching. They weren't just
Right.
sitting there praying all day.
So it's
They
not
were
like that.
teachers.
It's not like that big building was full of nuns.
Right. It's not like they were just sitting around in vows of silence and studying the Bible 7 days a week. That's
Yep.
not what they were there for. Yeah.
There's a very good documentary on the history of the building on WGTV. It's actually on YouTube now, but if anybody's interested and wants to go watch it, it tells exactly what the building was.
I think they have one person. I think there's one person that's still grandfathered in.
Yep. And there's only the one.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and
And
play.
here's this one. Why did it go? I think we're talking just basically during their business hours that you can walk
right.
in.
Yep.
And we're not saying like you can go at midnight and walk in. We're just
Right.
talking during their business hours.
At least pre-pandemic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they changed since the pandemic.
I'm trying to think I think the last time I was there was 2022 and I walked right in.
Okay.
So, and then there's a lot of areas that are locked, but there's a lot of areas that you can get to too. And sometimes the basement's locked, so you can not go down there, or sometimes it's unlocked and you can go down there.
Are we saying you can't walk in now during business hours either?
Oh, really? I wonder if it's because these guys went there.
It could be
And
that
they
since
Had a
they
lot of
went.
people go there.
Unless there's unless there's an active event, so they must have.
Well, that sucks ass.
Yeah,
How much
because it
people
used to
supposed
be all the time that you could just go and do.
I wonder
the
if you can
tours.
make an appointment then and do the self-guided tour.
Maybe we'll have to find out
Yeah,
now.
I'll have to see. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's because these guys were there. And
Well, and then they had ghost hunters there too. So
ghost hunters from all over are now trying to get in there and wander all over and find the basement and all that stuff. All right, let's watch a little more of the video.
We're talking about the Collingwood Arts Center.
So we're known in the area to be a haunted place. There are some creepier parts of the building. The basement isn't somewhere you really want to hang out with. There are a few spots where people, have seen things or claim to have seen things.
As the years went on and the building's purpose evolved, unsettling discoveries were made that hinted at a sinister presence. One of the most chilling finds was a pentagram that was actually etched into the floor behind a secret wall, long hidden away as if to conceal something dark and malevolent. The presence of this pentagram has fueled rumors that occult activity may have taken place within the building, either by those who sought to harness these dark powers or by forces beyond human control. This discovery has only added to the building's ominous aura, suggesting that something much darker lurks beneath its surface.
The Collingwood Performing Arts Center is rumored to be haunted.
The Gerber House is said to be filled with spirits.
I've even had my own experiences where I've been in the hallway and I'll hear some people talking at the far end of the hallway. When you run down there, there's nobody in sight.
The building eventually transitioned from a convent.
Okay, so let's pause it again just so we don't get struck. But that's another thing too, is that if you are if you have a suite there, you can go in and out of that building 24/7. So there's, a lot of times there's potential for people to be talking or walking around or, any of that other stuff.
Playing instruments.
Yep.
There's musical studios, there's art studios.
But people, even if they're like artists, they can be playing just regular music. But I mean, when I've been there, I've heard people playing records. I've heard radios. I've heard like people singing. I've heard different types of music being played. I've heard drums, guitars, saxophone. I mean, I've heard a piano, and that's something too. They do have a piano that is
right in the outskirts of the theater.
Yeah.
Of the balcony.
So it's like you could easily, and the way that's set up, it would echo through that whole place.
Through the hallways.
But that's what I'm saying, through the hall place and into the theater easily.
And that floor is so notorious for making you step on it and the entire floor cracks.
Yes.
Oh my God!
You could think you're hearing footsteps when you're actually hearing your own footsteps that are
or hearing people that are so far ahead of you that
the sound travels very, very far in that place.
All right, we'll play some more. Coming up, I think pretty soon is the video.
One more thing. The state that ghost light is common in like every theater, at least in the United States, if not the world. That's
is haunted
thing. No, the ghost light. You leave the light on. Theaters are always notoriously haunted, right? So you leave it's not just something that's in this place. It's every theater pretty much has that.
Yeah. All right.
To an art center, a place where creativity was supposed to flourish. However, the building's dark history had continued to cast a long shadow over its new purpose. The artists who lived and worked there reported strange occurrences, from unexplained noises to the unsettling feeling of being watched. The pentagram, once hidden, seemed to have awakened something within the building, a presence that made itself known in subtle yet terrifying ways. The walls of the art center now seem to confine something dark and restless.
I personally have seen shadow figures, seen full-bodied apparitions.
As we were walking through here, this
is a video.
Partition came down, flying down, hit Jeff in the head, and hit me in the shoulder.
Which is famous.
Now, I do have to say this.
This is funny.
That guy I trust, like, he's not making that up.
Yeah.
And that also happened to Grizzly that night later on. That that same partition. So, and I know for a fact that thing was set up, properly.
And
if it happened to Grizzly.
Just so everybody knows,
like
the Jeff that they're talking about is not our Jeff. We call him Uncle Jeff.
Yeah, he's somebody's uncle. But
he's somebody's uncle. We don't know whose, but he's Uncle Jeff, and he's just an older member of the team that we go out with.
Yep. And guys, just so everybody knows, we can't see the comments right now. When we're playing the video.
No, I'm trying to keep up on them on my phone, but I also have to check some other things.
Okay. All right. Let's get back into it.
And I don't think the artists are obviously the place is at full occupancy right now. I don't think they have any vacancies or there's a waiting list.
I think there's always a wait list. Yeah.
I don't think the dark entities are driving the artists away.
Not at all. No.
And it's not like it. I mean, they're decently priced rooms.
Yeah, I think it was last time I looked at for the small studios, it was like $75 a month.
Yeah,
and it's not but it's not that big. The $75.
Yeah, they're like it's
like a big
it's like 6 or 7 foot wide by 10, 15 feet long.
Yeah,
so they're small suites, but Those are the small ones. They have 3 different sizes. There's
Mhm.
some actually really big ones in there that they do like that ribbon dancing.
Oh, yeah,
shit
yeah.
on or whatever. I don't know. But all right, let's go back into it.
As time went on, the hauntings at the Collingwood Arts Center became impossible to ignore. Visitors and residents alike reported seeing shadowy figures wandering throughout the hallways, feeling sudden drops in temperature, and hearing disembodied voices whispering away in the darkness. Some have even claimed to come in contact with the spirits of the nuns who once lived there, reporting that their presence comes along with a feeling of sadness and despair, whereas others have described more malevolent encounters with unseen forces pushing or scratching them, leaving them with a deep sense of dread.
There are spirits in the halls. You know what, Tiffany? I just want to say, just checked out the basement and I had to quickly get out of there. I kept on seeing something in the corner of my eyes. It looked like there was a figure behind him as well, so I didn't feel comfortable.
One of the most frequently reported sightings is that of a dark figure, believed to be connected to the pentagram that was found within those walls. This figure is often described as menacing, with an aura of pure evil that chills anyone who comes across it. The connection between this figure and the pentagram has led many to believe that the dark rituals that were performed in the past may have summoned something that now refuses to leave. This building, once a place of prayer and light, has become a focal point of paranormal activity, drawing in those who are curious and brave enough to wander its halls.
Okay, so we'll pause it again. That is true. I mean, a lot of people report seeing a dark thing in the basement. A lot of people report seeing the nun all over. So what they're saying in this part is all, you know, I'm sure they were told all of this by somebody. So we'll go back. I'm just trying to get this video done so we can stop going back and forth.
The hauntings that continue to this day serve as a reminder that this building's history is anything but ordinary. What was once a convent for pious nuns has become a place where the line between the living and the dead is often blurred, where the arts and the occult intertwine, and where the spirits of the past seem unwilling to rest. The building remains a chilling testament to the darker side of history, a place where these haunting stories and shadows of the past still linger. So our goal for tonight is to make our way to the Arts Center and see if any of these stories are true or what we can find for ourselves. And we may or may not have to pay this secret pentagram a visit.
But before we do jump into this episode, if you guys are not subscribed to our channel yet, you keep finding yourselves coming back.
Okay, I think that's all we need to watch. That's pretty much.
Yeah, I think the only other thing they said before they started their investigation was they were going to focus on the Gerber house, the pentagram room, and the theater.
No, but they didn't actually go to the theater.
No.
Oh, really?
They investigated the nun cell.
Yeah, they did like very.
Oh, that's right. Nun cells. Yeah,
Yeah,
nun cells
they did
theater. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a very short clip in the theater.
Yep. Well, I will say this: their intros are very, very good until they start doing that jump up and down shit that they do all the time. But whoever puts their videos together, because I'm not sure if it's them or not, but you know their videos are. I mean, that's a very entertaining opening to a video, I think.
Yeah, and they probably used all information that was given to them. I don't think they embellished a couple things, but I would imagine that they took what was given to them and they.
But like you said, I think a couple things, like the hundreds of nuns that died there. I've never heard anybody say that.
No, I agree.
So I don't think they were told that. I think that they made up, but I don't know. So, you know, as much as I like to kind of pick on the twins a bit, I'm not gonna say they weren't told that. So that was so you pretty much gave the history pretty much, right?
Yeah, there's not much else. Like I was saying, the rumored places that are the most haunted that I've been told is the green room, which is that library room to the left of the stage, the dressing room, which is beneath the stage in the basement. It's a locked place. You don't get into it. I've been into it twice now.
Yeah.
They don't usually unlock that. They don't usually unlock the green room either. And then just the basement in general. I mean, I honestly haven't heard too many stories about the Gerber house itself being haunted. And then the theater, the nun sitting in the second or third row in the upper section that likes peanut butter. You know, that's a common story that I've heard. But
it's funny too, because when Ghost Hunters was there, that's all they investigated was the Gerber house. And they didn't go into the basement. They didn't. I don't think they went into the theater.
And then that statue too. I know the statue. Why they left that statue behind when that was like the statue of like that was supposed to be that statue that's in the basement. That's right off the underground area.
Mhm.
It's on the one end of the building. That statue is supposed to be like the founder of the order, and they left that statue behind. So
That's in the stairway, right?
yeah, it's in the stairway on the one end of the building.
I will say, when you're walking down those steps, and between the floors, the statues, how many times have they scared the crap out of me? Because I mean, it's dark.
Yeah, that one that's outside of your buddy's studio with the one from that movie, The Village. You know how they got that creature from the movie The Village?
Yeah, he used to
outside
have
of their door.
They used to have it out when they were still there. Yeah.
Yeah. So you open that door, man, and that thing's standing right there. It scares the absolute shit out
So
of you.
I've had that scare me, but
It was
then
like 8 feet
also-
tall with a big
Yeah.
hook. Yeah.
But then when you go all the way to the end and you're going down the steps, the different nuns, and
And it's
then
on the
there was-
landing between the basement and the
Yes.
first floor. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's like a couple times I've been, and I know it's coming, and I still, every single time it scares the crap out of me. Every single time.
Uh-oh. Somebody
And
drank.
I think one of the bathrooms too. One of the bathrooms they always talk about is
It's the one
on the first floor
in the theater hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the females' bathroom by the theater.
Yeah.
Because it's ironically funny. I have had the light turn off on me in there.
Which could be electrical. Right?
Well, no, because that's one of the claims, though. But the light switch was still. I mean, yeah, it could. Well, yeah, it could be electrical in that place because it's so old.
It's very old.
But it was weird because they had a battery light in there too,
No,
and
that's
so they
interesting.
both went out. So I don't know. So I don't use that bathroom anymore, just because. I mean, and that, or I always make sure I have my phone with me so I have a flashlight. But it actually, and I wasn't just the only person in there. There was somebody I didn't even know, and they were in the bathroom at the same time with me, and both of us, it flicked off. And we thought somebody, well, I thought somebody was being funny and played a joke and came in, and nobody was even around, and everybody's like, no.
Good night, Juniper. She said she's tapping out because she's drank a little too much. Yes,
Yeah.
Jeffrey Coombe, the artists there definitely have stories. There's a lot of them that do. I've talked to them.
And it's funny because when you walk through there and I mean, if you see somebody coming in, hey, a lot of them, if they're walking, because you don't really go knocking on the doors to ask them, but if they're walking through and you're like, hey, by chance, and they're like, oh yeah, and they'll tell you from anywhere from people tapping on glass to knocking on their doors, to hearing things, hearing footsteps, and there's nothing around.
Because they have a laundry area
Mhm.
in the basement, and a lot of them have said that they see stuff when they go down
Yeah.
there, and some of them said that I've personally talked to said that they won't go down there anymore.
I mean, they're like said, there's one area.
It is creepy.
There
as hell
is
down
one
there.
area
Very
in the
creepy.
basement I won't even go to.
Yep.
I've had 2 bad experiences there, so I will not go to that.
Mhm.
And if I have to go through there, which I don't think since my last time having something happen to me, I've been down through that area. I will go down the
You
Gerber
haven't
steps.
been there in a while.
No, I haven't. But I would go down the basement Gerber steps and go halfway in. Then I'd come back up, go back around to the other side, and go down and come to that one point, and then I would go back up. I will not cross that one area after being like basically attacked twice in that
Yeah.
same area. So
And like I said, I think I'm going to put up, at least for now, just in the members part because it's going to be raw and unedited. But that Pat Tandy, I've got him on camera.
Yeah, he's awesome. He was the best tour guide. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a caretaker of the building. As far as I know, he's still around. I mean, he's an older guy, but he'll never not be involved with that building. Like,
And he's the one I trust the most with the factual
Yes.
knowledge. Right.
Yep.
and I mean, you just ask, he can just show you around, and he takes you on like a 3-hour tour of the whole place.
And all you have to do is ask the guy. He
Yeah.
loves that building that much.
That much,
Like,
and he gives you such in-depth detail.
And it helps if you're a female.
Yes, it does. Yes, that does help. But I mean, because that was my first time going, because it was my second time going, and he gave Jeff and I the tour. But to even go above the theater to see how it is put
Yeah,
together,
it's cool up there. Yep.
not very many people, even like these
dangerous
ghost
in there.
hunting,
Yeah.
don't get to go up there to see that.
And even
So
the
it
third.
was
Have
really
you ever
cool.
been in the? Have you ever been in the attic that.
Where the props are?
No, the third floor of the Gerber house, the attic room where the resident lived.
Oh, no.
One of the I got in there one year. They
Oh,
opened
no.
that up. It's
I didn't go in
it's
there.
really narrow. The staircase is really narrow. There's not a lot of space. That's pretty dangerous up there too.
Yeah.
That's why they
Actually,
keep it locked up.
I think didn't ghost hunters get to be in that part?
I think they were able to get up there.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sure they got the presidential treatment. I think Pharaoh Goth Gal must be from Toledo
Yeah.
or close by, because she seems to know a lot about the building as well. So, yeah, and not only does Pat know the history of the building, you can sit there and not even talk about that building with that dude for hours.
Mhm.
He knows everything that happened
She
in Toledo.
works there.
Oh, you work there.
Well,
I need to chat with you sometime then, because I hope I'm not stepping on toes, but for some reason Jason Arthur doesn't like me, even though I've never even talked to the guy. So every time I ask for pricing to investigate there, I never get an email back. And I suspect, I could be totally wrong, but I suspect that it's because, well, I'm not going to say. We don't need to get into drama.
Nope.
He was told things.
Oh, they're doing. I think they're doing a public ghost hunt next week.
October 11th, they have something going on
too.
too.
The 5th, they're doing like a public ghost hunt. Then the 11th, they're doing the Creep Fest. Then I think the 18th, they're doing another public ghost hunt.
Yep.
They got. I think I posted it on my Facebook. They have a whole calendar of stuff, or they're doing building tours, I think too. So there's a whole calendar of stuff.
They do a lot of events there. I mean, there's a lot of theater things that they still do there. I mean,
they do the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Not anymore. That moved.
Well, they're doing Evil Dead.
Different
musical.
troop
Oh, a different troop is doing it now.
They're doing Evil Dead the musical, I think, in October. That's in the basement. They don't do it in the main theater. They do it in the Black Box Theater in the underground.
Which it's just so funny because it's like that. I mean, that's how I got introduced, was going to theater there, and then I would start getting creepy things happening to me, and that's when it's kind of all like,
Pharaoh Goth Gal, can you send us a message on our Facebook page or something? I want to talk to you for some time if you got a chance, if you don't mind. John Tenney talked about that once. Oh, not about the building. We must have said something. So, yeah, it's a
cool building. I know I'm drawn to it. I just like exploring.
See, we should have had her on, because she seems to know a hell of a lot.
Yeah, she probably knows more than me.
okay. I thought Stone Productions was doing it at the theater in Maumee this year. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't really.
I would say she knows, and she works there.
She knows, but it's like there's a lot. I mean, there's so much that goes on in this building, but so it's really cool with the history and just the way the building is. But then to have experiences there is just crazy. Like, I mean, I've had good experiences there, and then, like I said, I've had two not so good experiences there.
Goth Gal, I'm just gonna start calling you Goth Gal, if that's okay. So I do have a video on our page about. I'm sure you've heard about the lady that says she was burned on her chest. I actually filmed that video. I was the one that caught that on video. So you should, if you haven't checked that out, check that out. Tell me what you think, because I know they tell that story on the tours. So
yeah.
Mark's going to be there the next 2 Fridays.
I'll be there. I'll be there for Creep Fest. I'm not going for the.
And it's hard.
That's like their
crazy.
paranormal convention, right?
Yeah.
See, it's hard for us to try to do a lot of stuff like that in October because we're so busy helping out with presentations and doing other stuff. Yeah. So it's like for us to try to do anything like that in October is so hard just because we're so busy with and then right into early November, we have like some conventions and that. So it's like hard for us.
And Mike, I'm definitely like, I have a thing about that building and I'm definitely.
He's drawn
I'm
to
drawn
it.
to it.
He is
big
drawn.
Time. Like
I
wanted to get a suite there just to be in the building. I mean, I really did. And I am an artist, and I mean, maybe people don't consider video editing art.
But even after we had some incidents happen, we basically had made an agreement we would not go back by ourselves, and he would not go back by himself. And he's so drawn to drawn to this building, he went back by himself without me
It's
knowing
just
it.
a cool
He told
building.
me afterwards what he had done. Where's your brother?
That was bad.
You being greedy?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, having a deep love and appreciation for a place. It's just a very, very cool place. And it's, Jerry, wouldn't you agree that it's probably the building in Toledo that has the most haunted reputation?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, I know the Oliver House has rumors.
Yep, but not
Not like
not
this.
the
I think
stories
the
like
Collingwood
like
is
this place.
probably.
But it's nice
The
though
most.
too with the Collingwood because a lot of the stories are consistent. And even though people might not hear, like the stories that you don't hear about, those stories are consistent.
A lot of them may be consistent, but I don't think very many of them are confirmed. Because
No.
I think, and here again, I'm talking out of my ass. I think Chris Borres says that there's like 28 deaths in that building.
Mm-mm.
That I don't know that any more than a few of them are confirmed.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's a story about the boy that
Yeah.
That's
fell
what
out-
Ghost Hunters dug out. They
fell
dug
out
out
of the
like,
windows or something.
while they were building it in the teens. He somehow got on the roof and fell off and died. That was the only death that they were able to find.
Mhm.
That they said, yeah. And like I said, I'm not saying that nuns didn't pass away during
Right.
that time. I just don't think they technically died there in any kind of unusual way.
In the way too that Twin phrased it is that they died under mysterious circumstances, or goofy. They're
And-
just trying to creep up there.
And I don't think
they
that
probably died of-
like we said, I don't know
Wow.
if we, and like we said, when they built the 5-story building, they pretty much demolished half the Gerber house and attached it to the Gerber house, the theater, and all that. I think that room where the pentagram is, I don't think it was ever uncovered. I think it was just that doorway that's underneath that staircase. I don't think that was something that they put in later. I might be wrong. I don't think that was anything that was excavated. I just think someone got in there and put a pentagram in the
Yeah.
floor for whatever reason they did it.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think so too. I wish we could get Pharaoh Goth Gala a link.
Or the is she talking about the boy that fell off the roof?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a cool find at Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
Because I'd never heard that one before.
Yep.
No, I think that's one of the only ones we really haven't ever heard.
Yeah, and Plain Lane makes a good point. Vegas is definitely like they're all about just tearing up the old shit and building new. I mean,
Well, and I think it's also a unique building too. Like Goth Girl said, there's still events there all the time. There's photo shoots all the time. There's people that are in and around the building all the time. It's an active community building, and it's not like one of those other places that's only there as a haunted attraction, as a place to
Right.
investigate. Right? It's so there's
so
probably a
much
place
fun.
that's going to have, if you believe in this sort of thing and you believe that this sort of thing can happen, at any moment more things could happen and develop because there's more and more people going in and out.
Well, that's how
all kinds of reasons.
That's how I had my first experience. I was there to see the Rocky Horror Show. That was what I was there for because my friend was in the show, and I felt the feeling like I thought my sister was messing with me and pulling my hair. And where we were sitting, nobody else could. I mean, there was nobody behind me, so it was like, what the heck? And so I kept feeling somebody pulling my hair in the theater. So I just brushed it off. But then I went to the bathroom. And there was somebody else in there, and both of both the light and the flat, like the light they had in it, both of them went out. It was just like, okay, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, but the first time I was there was for the Tom Waits tribute show, and it was awesome. It was a great show. Like a troupe from Milwaukee came in and did a show there. But yeah, that's the first time I was there. That was 2017. So that was my first experience.
And people also need to understand too, it wasn't just that building, it was a complex at one point. They had bought a lot of there's other buildings there. I saw a video where these guys, there was a massive library somewhere.
Yeah, so if the opposite corner of the Gerber house, I think, was a church. The church burnt down, and then they basically redesigned and built the library in 1967, I think.
Because I've seen
the library was beautiful, and now
Yeah,
I think it's all ruined and destroyed.
Yeah, I've seen a video where people I'm sure got in there.
And one of the dorms is now just an apartment building.
Yeah.
One of the houses that used to be a dorm is probably back to being a multi-family house. It's probably been carved up.
I was going to say Goth Gal probably could tell us some stories about the place, the experiences. I think anybody connected to it has. Okay,
Yeah,
so she says
everyone's got experiences for sure.
Yeah.
Says the library and the power plant still stands.
Yeah.
The
And the power plant, I think.
Is it that square building that's behind it?
Right behind the parking lot, yeah.
Yep, same brick.
Yep. I mean, I've had experiences with my daughter. We had a couple decent stories. I mean, nothing we can prove.
Yeah.
Something that could be easily disproved, but it was still an experience, right?
Well, Goth Gal is probably going to correct us because here again, we're about to talk about something that I don't know anything about. I've got guesses. So why do you think that one area is called the nun cells?
Why do I think?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like I said,
I think it's just to make it creepier.
Like I said, Tansy, in the tour that I did, he said that more than likely those rooms are used when nuns were separated from the rest of the community if they were sick.
Yep, and that's what. Yeah, I think all of us have heard that.
So that's what he said. Who knows? I mean,
and
we
I
don't
do
know what it was used for.
And I do know this for a fact that one lady that we met in class said she lived in them for a little bit. She wasn't a nun, right?
No,
she was like homeless or something. I think
she was. It was like I think she was doing like a step down because she had.
It was something.
It was like it was an like a
halfway house.
Halfway house.
Was it when the nuns were still in charge, or was it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, no. Do you remember that the lady from class?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I don't recall that story that she lived there.
Yeah, she wasn't in the class that she said that.
I mean, the weird thing is that's what those fourth and fifth floor.
Yep.
All those small rooms, who knows what they were used for?
And there's probably 6 on each floor.
Yeah, because the other side of the hallway is the theater dome, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and like I was saying, because I have a great aunt or great aunt that was a nun, and my daughters have a great aunt that was a nun, and a lot of them said that a lot of times they would take you there would be sick rooms, several that would be outside of like where you would never expect them to be. That's where if a nun was sick, that's where they would go. And so so the way that's set up is very, for what they would explain it to, that's kind of how that would make sense where it's at.
Well, and since we got Goth Gal on, let's settle one more thing too. So the whole dead room, right?
Yep.
The story is they put bodies there in the winter because the ground was too hard, but I don't think that's true. I think Tansy said that wasn't the case. That's just a story that kind of exploded out of nowhere, maybe. But maybe she can throw in her 2 cents of what she's learned since she's.
Hey, what's up, Dawson? Yeah, that I'd love to hear confirmation of that, or if that's just another rumor.
I think it's just another rumor.
I don't think that's another spooky story.
It's just a story.
Okay. Yep. It really, it's just a room where there's now maybe there's truth to this, that another version of it is why they call it the dead room is because the nuns were housing a homeless guy down there, and he died in that room.
Yeah.
They were secretly housing this homeless person.
So another death that we don't know that's happening that we heard about. That's another
rumor. Yeah. Yep, that's another story that I've heard about it. So, I wonder if Goth Gal knows anything about that, or if she's heard the story, or says no, that never happened. Or it's just when a building is that freaking old, and so many people have gone. There's just gonna be so many rumors. And
it's a cool build. Like I'm drawn to it too. I go there whenever I can.
I like the building, except that one spot. It's a really cool. I like going there. It's just that one spot. I
don't think there's anything evil there personally. I don't think there's anything nefarious. That's me.
Well,
I'm as psychic as a rock though. So a spirit could be bashing my head in figuratively, and I wouldn't know it. So
Jerry will be like, I don't think it's a ghost.
Maybe I need to tell them my stories, and so they can understand why I'm so fearful of this place and that one
While
spot.
you're doing that, I'm gonna get up. I gotta take a pee.
So the one time,
oh man, Dawson just reached out to them apparently. Dawson, if you do that, let me know.
Surprise!
We got a group of people that can go.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that.
And
would like
it's
to
a
go to
massive building. You wouldn't even see each other if you don't want to.
No.
I mean, I think you'd still need, with the way the sound travels, you'd probably still not have more than 2 groups though.
No,
Maybe 3, depending on where you went. Yeah.
But you could be. I mean, you could be in the nun cells, the basement, the theater. Like, there's so many places you could be.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Gerber.
And never ever hear.
Yeah, the Gerber, the theater, and the basement.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I'll be right back.
Okay, so my first experience going there was the first time Jeff and I had went together there.
Was this your first date or no? This wasn't your first date?
No, it wasn't our
Okay.
first date.
All right,
Our
good.
first date was our
The
first second
cemetery.
date was to the cemetery.
Okay, got it. All right. Please don't get sidetracked. I was just making sure.
Yeah, no.
Please continue.
Okay, so my first time, so we went together. It was an open event to go to do a walk through ghost hunt. No, you got to go on your own, but you had no limited time there. So we had done, like, walked everywhere, no problem. We had gone through the basement once, and we walked all the way from the one side all the way to the Gerber house. And I felt like I didn't feel right. And I just felt like something was constantly watching me. And it was like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's kind of creepy doing what you're doing. And so then Jeff forgot, he put a recorder down there and forgot that we had to go back and get it. So we went back down to get it. We're kind of, where the laundry room is. If you're standing
right
kind of
underneath.
in the
right by the
middle.
staircase. Right by the staircase, coming down.
Yeah. So then, but then, okay. So where the dead room is.
On the other side by the elevator.
Yeah.
Like
So
around the corner from the elevator.
around the elevator. So if
Yeah.
you're by the dead room, then you go out. There's you see a lot of the props in that, but you stand a little bit out. So right in that area.
Yeah. Yep.
I was literally waiting for Jeff because something told me not to go as far back as he went. I'm like, I just don't want to go. I'm just going to stay right here. And so I ended up staying there. And as I was standing there, I felt like this gray matter just starting to swirl me and tightening and tightening and tightening and tightening where I could almost not breathe. So and I couldn't move. I was just like stuck there. So as soon as Jeff came back out from getting his recorder, we went. I said, I got to get out of here, and we went upstairs. And then I started explaining to him. I mean, freaked out, tears, crying, everything. We tried to stay for this, and we ended up leaving because I just couldn't. I couldn't do it anymore because I was just so freaked out about it.
Oh, you got to move.
And so. I mean, some people thought I was exaggerating and everything. There's a couple people that Jeff knew that were there, and they thought I was exaggerating and all this. And it was like, no, I couldn't do it. I mean, Jeff can even vouch. I mean, I was a hot mess after that. I just could not get over it. So then we went there for a convention, and I was like, all right, I'll try again. I'll go downstairs. But this time, I knew better, and I said, I do not give you permission to touch me. I put a bubble around myself. I locked myself down. Jeff even said, you cannot, nothing can touch her. So we're walking from like the Gerber house back through to the other way. And of course, Jeff is like 2 steps in front of me. And I'm feeling okay because I figured I protected myself pretty well.
Confirmation.
What? Oh, and so I literally, he's 2 steps in front of me, and he walked normally. I swear to God, I tripped over like a giant tree stump.
I'm going to confess it. I tripped her. I'm just kidding.
And I mean, like, literally, that was enough for me. We went back there, I think, a couple more times, and I wouldn't go down.
And that was only a couple years after, the Melissa thing. And I was like,
yeah.
I think that middle area, I think there still is a window like you would see in a cafeteria. I think that was the cafeteria down there between the underground and the house. I found a picture at some point that showed it as a working cafeteria. I need to figure out where I found those pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's I think an angry nun would be a reasonable story, you know. If you believe in this sort of thing, if you believe there's spirits there, and there were nuns that lived there for their entire lives, and they have these charlatans walking around in their facility, then
and it's like,
and
it's ironically funny because you know how the nuns, their habits come down, and that is kind of like the draping on the gray matter, and it was like multiple like bunches, so it wasn't like, but it was like all together, but it was like here, 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 and going all the way around me and just squeezing me. So like I said, it's not my favorite. That area is just not my favorite. I love everything else, but not that area. And it would be different, I think, but if I only happened once, but in the same spot to happen twice, and even after I said, don't touch me, you can't touch me, and Jeff said, you can't touch me, to feel like, okay, so they got around it. They put made it seem like I was tripping over a log. And it wasn't like a small, I really tripped. It was just like, okay, yeah.
So Dawson, how's it going? Dawson was investigating this weekend, which I can't wait for that to come out because I know things, but that's all I'm going to say about that. But he says he went to a haunted church and convent, had some weird shit. He claimed the church had a demonic entity. That's another thing too. Let's talk about that for a second. So if that was a holy place, wouldn't you think that would ward off anything like that because it was such a holy place at one time? I mean, what do you think about that? That's just a, I guess, discussion question. Hey, Goth Gal has another statement for you. Because I it seems like a lot of these former holy places end up, having some kind of demonic claim to them or something like that. Okay, you can show me later, please.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's when they're no longer consecrated, right? They used to be consecrated, and then they're no longer consecrated.
And
I'm a Catholic alumni, so I don't know.
I do think a lot of people that are into dark stuff like to go and habitate those places and kind of wipe it out. You know what I mean? Like, I think people with dark intentions love to go into those former holy places and, mock God by doing their goofy shit in there. So, could be.
So they have tripped me in the funeral home. Okay, so I've actually had other experiences throughout the building, but nothing, like I said, that's the only thing, because that's when, at first, I've never been really touched or messed with. And so that's why I kind of was like, okay, that's, I think, why it scared me a little bit more. But I've actually seen I've had other things in the Gerber house. I've actually heard things, and nobody else has heard it but me. But I've heard someone talking to me. I've heard in the theater, I've actually seen a shadow walk across the stage, which I know some people have said they've seen that, which I have seen that. And like I said, I've had my hair messed with while I've been sitting and watching a production going on. There's been several times that because you can't tell because there's other people in the building, but there's other times I've sworn I've heard things, but I can't tell because I can't. Then I hear somebody coming up, like maybe a couple minutes after that, you hear somebody talking in the hallway. So I'm like, I don't know, but I mean, there's a lot of things I've actually seen in the theater downstairs in the basement. I've actually seen.
The Black Theater, it's called.
Yeah.
Because it's just a blank canvas for any artist to do
I've seen performances. I've seen like a shadow, but I constantly, always when I go down there, feel like something in the corner is watching me.
Didn't Towers Paranormal actually capture something on video down in the Black Theater?
I think Scott always told the story that they had. I don't think they caught it on video. But I think they had like REM pods or motion detector things set up across the back wall. And basically something went across the back of the wall.
Okay.
Everyone saw it, and it set off the alert, the lights one by one, and
So they
everyone
had like
experienced it. But I don't think they filmed it.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Of course not.
So that's just an experience that they all pretty much
Who is that?
agreed to.
I don't know who that is, though. Oh, okay. Jesus.
It's
Gotcha.
right there in plain sight.
Goth Gal, I really, really, really want to talk to you sometime. So, and I
And
saw
we
you
appreciate that information.
us a message, and I appreciate the information. We're definitely going to look into that. So, yeah. So I mean, that's, you know, like that being said, like I think we may have to revisit some of this stuff, and I want to have Goth Gal on if she's willing to go on camera and do a live show, or be part of the video that we're going to do, because we are going to do more research and, you know, and put this out in a video. I was, you know, when, like I said, when I first watched the twin video there, I was really pissed off. I'm like, you guys are full of shit, and blah, blah, you know, but that's just how I react to them normally. But I think a lot of the stuff they said, they were told, and then they did what they do. They go in with the apps, and they, you know, turn everything into, you know, the app runs their entire video.
I just think Mountain's mad because they were in town and they didn't even
Yeah,
ask
I'm a little
his
pissed
brother
off they
to come
didn't ask Mountain
over.
to come over and investigate with them.
Or Mountain's body double.
Yeah, it's bullshit. And, you know, Karen, the Midwest Medium, didn't get an invite. Who would know more than her?
Right?
So, yep. So I mean, God, where do we go from here? Oh, so I put out, let's switch topics just for 1 second. We can get back into this, but I put out a video yesterday about the past life regression session that I did. Did you happen to catch that yet, Jerry?
No, I saw that you posted it, but I haven't had
Okay.
a chance to look at it yet. I think I watched the original way back when. Didn't you do that live, didn't you? Or didn't you do a show on that? Like
we did a
year or
show
two
on
ago?
that. Yeah, I did a show
Yeah.
on that when I was doing the Warren Files.
Okay.
But then yesterday I released that whole session video.
Okay. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yep. But it's actually getting some pretty good feedback. I was surprised because sometimes, like, the debunking crowd doesn't believe in any of that stuff. So if you put something like that out, they get mad.
Were you regressed?
I don't know if I was. I really don't. Honest to God.
Although this kind of gives away a little bit. I think it's ironically funny that in what they had said is
I'm very
that
torn.
yeah, that he was a builder.
Like when that.
And
So
it's like, what does he do now?
at first I was like, am I even hypnotized? But he did say it. I thought it would be like lights out, like you don't know anything going on around you. It's not like that at all. But when,
It's almost like a trance.
But when that guy said, okay, I want you to think ahead 10 years from where you're at right now. And I want you to drop into that situation and describe what's around you. It was instant. It was so vivid. My memory sucks ass. I can still remember those images that were in my head. And my brain, I mean, our brains are powerful things, and they can, do things that scientists don't even understand. But there was something to this. Like, if I were to create a story about a past life, I would not have come up with the one that I created. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It would be, you'd think if you were going to make something up, it would be some kind of, you were a hero, or, there was violence. It was very plain Jane, very
but it was
normal. But it was so freaking vivid.
It was interesting because I watched it. I waited till he was because I didn't want anything, because I knew they were focusing on him, but I didn't want to be in the room when he hypnotized them. So I walked out and I came back in and listened to the whole thing, and it was so crazy.
I didn't even catch this, but people are saying this, that apparently I coughed during the video, and Paul really jumped up and got freaked out. But I recommend, if anybody wants to do that,
he's really
go do that with Paul. And it's really, he told me the price today. It's only $67 US. So it's 60 euros to have a session, and you get a MP4 DVD sent to you of your session. So, you know, if
Yeah.
anybody is interested in doing that, like, let me know if you can't get in contact with him. But he's a very cool guy.
Yeah, because I mean, watching it from the other side, because then I was taking notes down and like looking at stuff that he had said, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting because of things that like were just lining up. It was like, this is really kind of crazy, creepy at the same time. And then when he was going back, it was just like,
Yeah,
I just
'cause
sent you the link, Jeff, of the Mary Mann special, that WGTE one.
Okay.
So we can share that maybe.
Oh, you want to show part of that?
No, I said we can just share it with people so they can.
Oh,
watch
okay,
if
yeah.
they wanted to.
Yeah, we'll put it in a community.
hello, Bubba.
Because it is on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, it was like I said, I'm torn. I'm not saying that was a past life, but something definitely happened within my mind that made it seem like it was like, okay, like I lived this life. So I don't know. Because
You want to come up?
as a Christian, I don't necessarily think I believe in that. You know what I mean? It kind of goes against. But then again, I'm open-minded, so I don't know. It was just very cool, and I recommend anybody that's got an interest in that do it with Paul.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. I said I might be interested in doing it because it was really cool, especially because
Maybe I'll get you that for your birthday.
I got other things I need for my birthday.
But shit, I was gonna say one more thing about that too. Oh yeah. So this is kind of funny. I had to one rule I had was Dana had to be around because I was so afraid that I was gonna get hypnotized and not come back out. So I had to have Dana there just to, like, in an emergency situation. She had to bring me back.
Yeah, it was funny, but yeah, and that was part of the reason why I said. But it was like I said, it was really cool, especially because he's giving you like towns, and like from his descriptions, he would give you descriptions and give you like kind of a name, and so Jeff would give you a description of where he was at, and then Paul would give a name, and it might not be like an exact name of a town or that. But then he would give another name that was similar or close to where that other town was, but it might not be exact. So you could almost pinpoint. But then you would, I wrote down, I wonder if I kept the notes. I wrote down the descriptions of what Jeff said and what the towns that he said. And it was so crazy that everything he described, or even the house, this was crazy. He described his past life, like his house.
I can still see it.
Yeah, it described the house, his family. Then in the future, the same thing. It was so crazy. I mean, and it was almost very similar.
and he starts you out like in a hallway, and I can still see this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a door, and you pick a door, and then you're above the area. It was really cool. There again, maybe my mind created the whole thing. I'm still torn,
but see, the thing this is what's crazy though,
experience.
Because I can understand what he's talking about though when he said that, because it's a crazy eerie feeling. Because when I do my journey and I go to my sacred spot, and I'm going like literally, I am following a path. I'm going into a tree and walking down into a tree into rooms, and I'm looking for certain, and like I have certain things placed in my rooms. And so I get that because I don't feel like I'm in my body when I'm doing this. I feel like it's just a dream doing it, but it's an actual, I'm actually going to that spot. And so it's pretty cool.
Blueberry, I did not remember the name of the book. I wanted to dream that night, but I didn't. And I think, what do you think? I think I'm a little ADHD.
You could
like I get sidetracked
like
so freaking easy on. So like I did that, and in the moment, like I want to do a lot of research. I want to find this shit out. But then, okay, this happens over here, so now I'm hyper focused on something else.
You're not ADHD. You just
OCD?
get distracted because you have so much stuff going on.
But I get hyper focused on.
But that's,
one thing.
I think yours is OCD more than because no, you don't have squirrels like I do.
No, when you get them, it's like,
it's bad.
Are you okay?
Like literally, Jeff can tell when I have squirrel moments going on because we have how many projects that go on going on at once usually.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually, the poor Jeff gets strung into doing stuff when I get into my moments of ADHD. But it's like there's certain areas.
But
of
I
that
do
are
it with
crazy.
videos too. You guys have no idea how many hours I've put into videos that I haven't put out yet.
Yeah.
Like I just like, I'll get hyper in it, and then it's like I can't create the video I want yet, but this is future knowledge. Like we even had you react to one, the Angry Cajun.
Yeah.
We never put that video out.
No.
But we've probably got 20, 25 hours in it. And it's just, I wasn't happy. Well, actually, I think a couple other people put videos out first.
Yeah,
and
then you wanted to stop.
I didn't want to look like I was copycatting them. So,
But, yeah.
and then it's move on to something else. But you've already killed that 25 hours, so. Jerry, it's a tough life being a YouTuber.
Yeah, you can have it.
Yeah. I think we actually did look up the name Booberry. And it's kind of a common name. And I don't really know the exact time frame or the exact town. So
we have our friend
Lana actually did some research, and I don't know that she found anything concrete. A good friend of ours, Lana from the UK.
But think about what Harold says about that one guy that he says he knew as a child and everything.
Oh yeah.
And this is kind of creepy. He says he knew this guy as a child and everything. He would never have been old enough to know this guy, because he's like, he wasn't even born when this guy passed away, but he says they were like best friends. And he was born.
Yeah,
but
Harold believes he's got a past life.
Yeah, and they were best friends, and he wrote a book and it's just
and he
like
confirmed.
He
confirmed all of this stuff too. That this dude really existed in
and he knew stuff about
crazy
this
shit.
guy that most people didn't know. it's really weird that and he talks about it every once in a while. It's okay, that's kind of creepy, but he so he's got that too, where he thinks that he had his past life and he thinks he knows about it.
Yeah, Jeffrey, I think I was writing a book about. I remember there was like science involved. Like I think I was writing some kind of textbook or something like that. It was like math or science, or it was like I said, it was an educational book. But I believe too that I also talked about writing like fiction stuff. I think I was a writer.
You were a writer, but I think there was two, because in the past it was like almost two paths that he went through, and the one, it was a writer, and the other one, the book was to his like letters that he was making to his brother, but then the other one was more educational, and that one was, I want to say, it was like on structures, like built like an engineer kind of thing about building things.
Yep.
And that's why, because we thought it was so crazy, because that's what he does. He builds stuff.
I'm a builder, and I've always wanted to write a book.
Yeah.
Also.
And it's crazy because then it was about woodworking. And so it was like, well, he does a lot of woodworking. So it's like,
when did I do that? 2022?
I think so. End of 2022, maybe.
Jerry, you made it.
Oh no, remember I told you about the Mary Mann's College collection that's at the Bowling Green Archives?
Yeah.
It says it's open to the public as of July 2001.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah, there's
the Bowling Green.
There's a massive file about Mary Mann's College, which is the Collingwood Arts Center. Now, and there's a massive file. They turned over
It's
all
got
of their
pictures,
stuff.
scrapbooks, documents.
Yeah,
so
dude,
we should definitely go down to Bowling Green.
Yep. Are they open on Saturdays, or would it be a weekday thing?
I think they are on Saturday.
I'm sure the library is open. It's now that school's in session, the library's probably open. I mean, I guess the question would be, we'd have to ask when they have access to those archives.
Yeah. Plain Lane, definitely do it. His name is Paul Goddard. He's on Facebook. Look him up. He will talk to anybody. So if you send him a message,
he's really nice.
But if you can't get a hold of him, let me know, and I'll definitely say, hey, this person is interested in doing it.
So that's something Jeff Kuhn, I think that would be something he would be interested in.
He wants to do it.
Yeah, I think Jeff, you would really enjoy it. Just knowing some of the history with you, I think that would be something really, really cool for you to do.
So real quick, Jeff, I was
let me answer this question real quick. I would do it again. In person would be best, but he's from the UK, so that's not possible.
Kind of hard.
Okay, so we met during the Togs class in like August of 21, I think.
Okay.
So I jotted down all of our joint investigations.
I was like, it seems like it's been so much longer than that.
Yeah, we've been on 3 private. I've been on 3 privates with you, not as many as you, but we've been the Bayshore one, the Toledo one, and then the Pressler one.
The which
Those
one?
are the Pressler. That's the one.
Oh,
the
yeah,
most one we did. Yeah,
Yep,
with the raccoon, I think.
Yeah.
And then the one in the bad neighborhood of Toledo, and then the one in Oregon.
Yep.
Yep.
And then we did the field trip to the Bowling Green School.
Yep.
We did that house in Stony Ridge, which
Mhm.
with Togs. Yep. We did the old mill in Dundee. And then I went with you guys. Were you there? Yeah, you were there for the Norwalk Library when we helped out Harold and Butch.
I was not because Jeff brought something home.
I mean, Butch didn't make it. I think Butch didn't make it. Harold.
No.
Harold was there. Yeah.
Jeff brought
That was the
something
one,
home
that I
day.
invited. I invited
A little girl home.
Here again, I don't call myself a psychic, but something told me that there was a female spirit being held
A
there.
little girl.
A little girl. It was being held there by something that, like,
She wanted to talk to Dana, obviously.
No,
wouldn't
she
let her
didn't
go.
want. She did not want nothing to do with
So
me.
I said, "Come home with me."
He forgot to leave her at the parking lot.
Yeah.
Because he released her from the building because he said, "Just follow me, and I'll take you out." Well, he did not drop her in the parking lot. He let her keep on coming.
Do as I
'Cause
say,
we
not as I
had we
do.
had what about a week and a half of stuff.
Yeah, it was just weird shit going on for like a week.
and it was stuff at me.
That was
It
in the
wasn't
Norwalk
even-
Library?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
And
week after, yeah.
But it was not anything aimed at him. It was everything at me. And I'm like, look, and I even said, did you say, yeah. I'm like, I said, what?
And then I was like, oh, yeah, wait a minute.
Yeah, I said, literally, what did you bring home? He goes, I didn't. And I'm like, did you sage? Yeah. And he's like, but I did.
We didn't sage, did we?
But no, I kept asking. You guys never do unless I'm there. But I kept asking him, are you sure you didn't do what did you do? And he finally goes, well, I may have had something to leave the building with me and forgot to leave it.
But I didn't think it would.
He didn't think anything. I'm like, but then as soon as we crossed her over, everything went back to being normal.
The attic was cool in that place. That was a cool building.
Yeah, it
was a really
was.
old converted. I don't think it was originally a library. I think they converted it into a library. I might be wrong, but it was a cool building.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
And then the Robbins house twice.
Yep.
And
then
middle school.
We're gonna go to the attic on Saturday. Do you want to go? This just popped up yesterday.
What time?
8ish.
I should be able to make it. Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I believe so, but we can discuss after.
Yeah. Yep.
I think you'll be intrigued by that
And
one.
we might actually, we can probably do it live from up there. We've done it
Possibly.
before.
Yeah.
We don't want to say where it's at, but we're not. It's cool if we say we're in the attic. That's what we call it.
We call it, the attic.
And we can go live there because it doesn't give anybody's identity away. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not a help somebody situation. I mean, it kind of is, kind of isn't.
It kind of is, but it's kind of like, hey, just touch base.
Yep.
Refresh us, just refresh what's going on.
It's a house that has been stories for years.
And we got cool things that we've seen. Like we have audio and a video of something that happened there that's pretty darn cool.
I wish I had that clipped and could play it real quick. I know I have it on my computer, but
Yeah.
it's the one where this thing floats across this. It's IR night vision. This thing floats
Pitch
across
black.
from one attic to the other. It's a very bright. I mean,
And it's not like a ball. It's a very odd
it's
shape.
different shaped. You don't see any wings flapping, so I don't think it's a bug. But when it's floating across the room, you hear this little girl, and it's
Clear as day.
Clear.
And there's no children around.
Yep.
Nothing.
And Harold was the one investigating, but this little girl is going, I hate you, Harold.
You played that one at one of our presentations, I think.
Yeah.
So that's the attic. I mean.
Oh, okay. I think I know.
Yeah.
So
It's
that is one of the clearest EVPs I've ever heard.
Yeah. Harold just wants to know why.
Yeah, he's
Why?
wanting to know
Why?
who this little girl is and why does she hate him. So that's our purpose of investigating on Saturday, because he's writing a book. And if anybody doesn't know, Harold is a mentor of mine. He's Toledo, Ohio Ghost Hunter Society. So, yeah, Jeffrey, reach out to Paul or reach out to me, and I'll hook you up with him. He's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
He loves doing them. He's very good at them too. Go to his YouTube channel. I'm wondering if it's under his name or if it's different, but
I don't remember.
he's got some videos of sessions with people. And then Lana's session was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if he has her video up or not, but I mean, yeah, that I don't know. Like I said, I'm torn. I think there's something to it, but I don't know. What?
Come on.
Oh, Boo has to jump up.
Come on.
This is
Yeah,
where
come up.
Boo invades the live stream once a week.
Come on. Up.
Come on up.
Up.
Jump.
Come on. There you go.
There's Boo saying hello.
Bubba's camera shy. He doesn't. He just comes and hangs low. Boo always wants to be up. Huh. You sit right where you're in the way.
Oh man. So, did you have anything else about Collingwood right off the bat that you really wanted to chat about?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah. So I guess my verdict now, like I said, when I first watched their video, I was pissed off. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Blah, blah. But they said what they were told.
Yeah, I believe that.
And they didn't do any additional research, which, I mean, why would they? What the hell? Why would they do additional research? They've got a formula that works. They've got, I don't know if I think they hit the 1 million subscriber mark recently.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, why change the formula?
And every place is demonic or the scariest place they've ever been to. Yeah.
Or they were trapped by a demon, or, they almost died. It's just, uh-oh.
Yeah, they did make up stuff as well.
Yeah, Goth Gal, we definitely have to chat. And if, like, I saw your comment earlier about, some people may want to clear the record, but don't know if they want to get involved in the drama. That's something.
A lot of drama in Toledo paranormal community.
Oh my God. It was legendary.
That's a whole nother conversation.
This is so funny because we've had people from all over the country on our shows, and we literally there's people from South Carolina, Florida. There was people towards the west. They all go, "Oh, is it? Do you know so and so?" And it's like, "Well, yeah, we know of them." And they're like, and then they start, and we're like, "Man, the drama's out." People know about Toledo paranormal drama like crazy. It's so funny that
people were calling people's jobs.
Yeah.
And telling them what a piece of shit they were because they didn't like them in their ghost hunting stuff. That's how bad it was here. Trying to get them fired. People created a website to totally trash. I mean, I'm not a fan of this guy, but I would never create a website to just the whole website was to bash this dude. He brought a lot on himself, but still that's extreme.
It does seem to be a common thing across this country, though, at least here in the States, is as far as a group gets into a building and then they defend it like it's their turf.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And we've experienced that with the Collingwood, and there's other places that are the same.
Yeah.
It's just,
but it's like they want to be the gatekeepers.
They want to be the gatekeepers and control who gets in and stop people from getting in, and it's like their little power trip that I'm all cool and I control access to this place. So it's crazy.
And it's just dumb. I mean, there's enough ghosts for everybody, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy because I mean, there's so much, and telling, and if you do get into some place, they tell you oh, there's nothing that goes on in that area. There's nothing that goes on in that area. Yeah. But then you go, and those are the hottest areas. Yeah,
the spaghetti warehouse, the third floor, they said, don't even waste your time up there. There's nothing ever happens up there.
That the one with the bullet holes?
And that's the one where they did that Estes stuff and caught EVPs
crazy stuff.
But they told us, don't even go up there. It's a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, the guy's name is Paul Goddard. Goddard. He does have a YouTube channel, but like I said, if you can't get a hold of him, let me know and I'll hook you up with him. He's a good friend of mine. There was one other thing I was going to say about the gatekeeper thing. Shit, I'm an idiot. I forget everything.
Yeah, I think we covered everything about it.
Yeah, I think so. So we can just bullshit with the people that are left in the chat. We were up to 30 now, so a lot of people must have thought we were boring tonight. If anybody has any questions in the chat, go ahead and ask away. We talk about anything and everything. We're open. But Jerry, so if we talk to that goth gal, you and I definitely got to go.
Absolutely, yeah.
Up there and chat with her, because, and that's what we're all. We're not looking to bash people or anything like that. We just want the truth. Like, give us.
I really want to go to Bowling Green. I want to check out that collection.
Hey, Anna, but
I would love to try to. I know that unfortunately, when I was rewatching that WGTE video, the main woman who was kind of running the Ursuline Retirement Center, I think she recently passed away. I saw her obituary.
Okay.
So they're not getting any younger, right? The people that have the information,
they're
probably like World War II veterans, right? There's not too many of them.
Well, so you said they abandoned that as a college in what, 1974?
1975 is when the college closed, but the St. Ursuline website actually says they didn't move the convent from the Collingwood location into the Ottawa Hills location until like 1980s. So I think they stopped using the main building, but they were still using probably other portions of the campus, right? Before they started selling it all back off.
But so, let's say they were adults then when they moved. I mean, so these people are in their 70s. A lot of the ones that
absolutely.
Yeah. The
add
last
40,
ones that were there.
Add 40 to whatever, whoever was there, add 40 years. That's
right. Question. Dude, I don't fucking know. Ask Kenny Biddle. Like, for real.
Dawson, we need to make you a shirt that says, I need to ask Kenny Biddle.
Yeah, no, Kenny Biddle's #1 fan.
Yeah, we could do that one too.
Yeah, definitely. Dawson, we did get pricing for the Collingwood, just so you know. Hit me up in private later. Yeah, Candy posted the link, Jeffrey, for his name.
Go up. Stop. Go down. Down. Right
there.
there.
There it is. Here it is. So if anybody wants to do a past life regression session with this guy, there it is. So,
let him know that we sent you.
Yeah. Tell him, say Boo sent you, or Jeff.
Or Dana.
He knows.
No, he would know Jeff from Boo more than Dana.
I actually talked to him a little bit today.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a good dude. That's for real. A lot of we have a lot of friends from the UK, which is weird.
I know, it's strange because we do have. I mean, there's a lot of people that follow us from the UK, and
I have way many more friends online than I do in real life.
Yeah, that's for me for sure.
Oh shit! The dogs are barking. Who knows what it was? A car could have drove by wrong.
Or a light.
So, all right, let's hide this comment.
Yay!
What?
All the lanterns came on tonight.
Oh yeah, she's been. Yeah. Oh, so Dawson did get the pricing on the place. Yeah, we should definitely do it. I'd definitely go in with you. Jerry wants to go too. Dana will be there. Yeah, for sure. I've always wanted to do a private there.
You could bury the hatchet with Jason too.
But
I talked to the guy for like an hour and a half. He was really cool.
You didn't have your Boo shirt on, did you?
No, but I don't have the history that you have with him. So.
But I don't have a history with him. That's what I'm saying. It's all through what people have told me. Dana did not do a session, but she really would, and I think I might actually buy her one soon
for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I want something else for my birthday.
Well, you'll get that too.
Yeah, well,
anniversary's coming up.
I thought I already got that.
You did, but
I paid for them though yet, so you haven't paid me.
paid you
Oh
back.
no, you did pay
part of it.
back. You did. Okay.
Not all of it yet.
No.
Okay. And when she says she paid for it, it was a credit card.
Yeah.
When she says she paid for it, it was a credit card.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, yeah, go ahead and buy your anniversary present. I'll pay you back. It wasn't that.
Yeah, no, it was just
mean, it kind
it
of was,
just
but it's a credit
happened to
card.
be I was in the right spot at the right time, and I was like to get him on sale. So
Did we give Jeff a booster?
no, I had
No,
not,
we need to do
okay,
merch. You're right.
because we had
Hey,
an
Joe, what's up?
incident with something, and so we're changing our design a little bit. But Jeff, I still have your address and BJ's to give you guys shirts once we get them done, because I might because
We got to send Candy one too.
But what I might do is, because I have my I might just do cricket shirts for you guys, just because I know it's been a while since I told you guys you'd get them. But we ended up having to change designs a little bit, so we're waiting to get those finalized before we go head hog. And I've been doing some research on, because we want to make sure the people in the UK can get the merch too. So we're trying to make sure we work it out what works best for us, them, and for everybody. So yes, but I am working. So maybe this weekend if not this weekend, in the near future, because it is Halloween season for us, I'll get those shirts out to you.
Jeff, we know you're just joking, dude. Like, so.
Wait, I saw Dawson say something about something.
Who fuck cares? All he says is love Joe.
No, up.
Oh, up.
Because he said Dana.
Dawson did?
Yeah. Dana will be there. We can book this now. What's that about?
The Collingwood.
Oh.
Don't book it yet. Just hold up.
Because I have class until for a while
we
here.
need to talk before.
Yeah.
We need to chat before we book it. Yeah, Jeff, we know you're picking, dude. Like, so Jerry, you remember Jeff from the Middle Point School?
Yeah.
Which actually, that's a video I'm working on now. I'm finally going to put this out. But Jeffrey Kuhn was we just met him on the channel, and we were like, and we did a drawing.
And he got it.
And he's won.
Jeff 2.
I never met his dog though. I would
yeah.
Sweetheart of a dog.
So him and BJ won.
Yeah, we were the ghosts in the background.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People saw the parody video.
Yeah.
That was funny.
But we're gonna do the serious investigation part, which is fantastic because.
And we did get permission to use some of that stuff now.
Use what?
Some of the stuff that we did with me and in that one room, and then afterwards finding out about it.
Oh, did we?
I thought
Did
he
DJ
said we could.
Oh, we got to talk to him.
Yeah, I thought he said we were good to go.
There's an underlying story that we could not tell in the live sessions and stuff like that.
And I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, Dana. You hit on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It was another location where the hype was built way up. You know, there was one YouTube channel that said they found multiple bodies in this building when it was abandoned. And it's bullshit. Like, it didn't happen.
I think you divide by 100. No matter whatever you read, divide by 100, and you might be closer to the truth.
I mean, there was like
they searched for one body there.
Yeah, but there's in the
auditorium.
auditorium, there is like a presence there, but it's not harmful to anybody. It's
And that's what we said too.
It's memories for it.
Yeah, and that's what we said too. We're not saying ultimately. I'm not going to say this building is not haunted.
No, there's stuff there, but
we didn't have shit happen.
No, and it's weird because a lot of the stuff that I hit on was not relevant to anything that had. It was tied to the things there, but it wasn't tied directly to that. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain without giving out, because I don't want to until we know for sure. Yeah. But things that I hit on, I wouldn't even have known. Even if I tried to search the building, I wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? Which I don't even search, because I didn't even know where we were going until the day we left. So all I knew is I was going to a school in the middle of a cornfield, basically. But it was an interesting place. I mean, there's a lot. Jerry did almost tried to electrocute himself down in the basement. Kind of. As a joke.
I did.
You remember the open board when you're doing readings?
Oh yeah. There was some dangerous spots in there.
Yeah, that was a big yeah. But this building was so crazy though, because in the basement we could hear them on the top floor all the way across the building.
Yeah, because that's even when we thought we did hear like a child's voice. We figured it was just outside because we had the doors open because it was kind of hot.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, thank you, Anna. Anna Banana. Yeah, it was a crazy place. I mean, it was like so noisy.
Yes.
Although we did have fun with me getting scared several times by you guys.
The Chucky doll.
The Chucky doll when you guys walked in on me because I had my headphones in. So I couldn't hear anything because that's how noisy the place was. I had to blare my headphones in my ears so I couldn't hear anything. Anna Banana.
Congrats, Anna. If your anniversary is this month as well.
When is yours, Anna
Awesome.
Banana? Ours is the 23rd.
Well, yeah, ours is October. Also.
Well, see, I'm already thinking it's October.
Yeah. Well, you've been thinking it's October for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mike.
Mike, we looked at your page the other day, and we're probably going to make some purchases.
I need to actually,
Purchases.
I need to make some purchases for some stuff I got going on. So
I see this quitting smoking's going really well for you.
Yeah, it's going great.
Yeah.
The what?
The quitting smoking.
Yeah,
Jerry, you bust my balls more than me.
You know what? Thank you, Jerry, because I'm trying to take the back seat of this, and just when he's ready, he's ready. I bought him the gum. I bought him.
I'm gonna set a date soon. I'm telling you.
I bought the patches. I bought the gum.
The hardest thing you'll ever do, I tell you.
I cannot do anything else for him. When he's ready, he's ready. I'm like, although I kind of make it a little bit harder. Like I'm not quite like if he wants coffee in the morning, I kind of make him go get it because I'm not gonna go get it because he can get a certain. I don't know if he's noticed, but I don't usually go buy his cigarettes for him anymore.
Here's what you do, Jeff. Every day you buy a pack of cigarettes. Write how much you spent.
Oh, we already know how much.
And at the end of the month, then you can figure. Well, I could have bought a lot of stuff with that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know how much equipment he could have if he just would quit smoking?
Mm-hmm.
One, our insurance would go down by $150. I think $150. Oh no, either 75 or 150. I can't remember.
People love me, I think.
But it would go down like I would say $100. Our insurance a month would go down $100. He would be able to buy so much equipment because he would. You figure how much you
Jerry,
would spend.
we would not have to run cables anymore because
No.
we would just buy static cams. That's
Yeah.
it. That's what I'm doing anyway. F that DVR shit.
Cables.
I'm done doing it. I'm done.
It looks like so much fun on Ghost Hunters when they do it in like 5 minutes in a montage, right?
Yeah, but they have a crew.
I know. I'm just saying it takes so long.
Yeah, and then you're beat when you're done.
Yeah,
like,
and you gotta clean it all up when you're done. That's really right.
Yeah, somebody said it's hard to smoke. Well, this is crazy because he because he smokes about 2 packs a day, and he was down to one pack. Yeah, it's more than that. But he was down to 1 pack a day, and then the ex came along and did some crap, and it went right back up to 2 in a matter of like 20 minutes.
I know. I don't know. It just. Whatever. Let's
mom
move on.
even said she would pay for him to be hypnotized because it worked for
Paul actually does that too.
Yeah, and because my brother-in-law, his brother had it done, and he was like a 2-packer a day, and he actually smoked a whole pack on the way there, and he has not picked up a cigarette, and that's been like over 10 years.
Yeah.
So you're able to do it.
Don't click that yet. So I want to mention Rawside Paranormal, which is Laura. She puts out a digital magazine. Laura, go ahead and put in the comments or something where people can access this magazine. So it's this issue is 66 pages.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of shit. A lot of stuff in this magazine. And it's good stuff. It's from the community. It's community based.
Oh.
What?
No. Okay. Finish up.
Okay, but yeah, it's she gets people to write in, submit articles. She writes stuff herself. She highlights people. It's a really good thing for the community. So, Laura, please post that in the comments if you can.
So this one, don't vape. Please don't
yeah,
vape.
that vaping.
I work for a pulmonologist for pulmonary, and it's like there's a lot of studies that are coming out now that you do not realize how bad vaping can be. It's I almost think some of our providers probably would say they'd rather see you smoke than vape. They don't want to see you do either, but
it's all chemicals.
it's and I actually just one of our doctors did a presentation on it, and I was able to get the presentation to look at, and I'm just like, ooh, yeah, some of the stuff, and to see what's in these vape. If you try not to vape, I know you have to pick, but both are bad, but it's not good.
So the link is on her community page. Everybody go look up Rawside Paranormal. It's spelled just like that, how it is here. And, look up her channel, like, subscribe, all that stuff. But then look at her community tab, and you'll find the magazine. It's free, I think. I know my copy was free. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Oh, there it is. Post Candy's comment there. So, yeah, it's Candy's got the link right there if you guys want to go check it out. Oh, so okay, so Jeff just does automatic deposits.
Yeah.
Apparently. That's a smart way of saving money.
Yep.
What you spend on smokes.
Like I said, if Jeff would quit the smoke, just what is it?
I know it's too much. I get it. I'm a bad person.
You're not a bad person.
I understand.
So
nasty habit.
I'm a piece of shit. I got lots of nasty habits.
So if he would quit smoking every month, he could get really good quality like static cameras. He could probably get maybe 2 a month.
We don't need that many.
But just think, you could get and maybe,
because the ones I'm looking at are like $175 each.
so you could even get 4 a month.
Well, but you got to buy the tripod and the.
But that's why I'm
trying
saying.
to make it easy on Jerry. It's all about making.
I'm doing the math in my head already. It's
so
he's got a really good point. Yeah.
So if you figure he stopped smoking, he could get 2 static cameras with all the goodies that go with them per month.
And he doesn't need them per month, so that's the rest of that money you can.
But that's what I'm
for
saying.
something
Well,
else.
no. So he could do that so a few months he has all the cameras and all the goodies that he wants with those cameras. Say 3 months, he'd have 6 cameras with all the goodies.
Okay, stop.
So
God
then after that, he wants to get new setups for like cameras and some other stuff. He could almost do that every single month. He could buy a new piece of equipment.
Oh, Lexi's in the house. So Lexi, if you're the Lexi, I think you are. She is like the director of the building. So I definitely want to talk.
Yep.
I want to talk to you, Lexi. I've never gotten the chance to yet. I've seen you in videos and stuff, and I definitely want to talk to you, Lexi. You and Goth Gal.
But so he's trying to get off topic of this of everybody.
No, that was a relevant comment to our.
It is, but
no one wants to be lectured on.
Yeah, I don't need to.
No, but we need to get him focused.
I started it.
Because because see, now you got to remind him. You do want those cameras, Jeff, don't you?
I do want those
Because
cameras.
I'm not buying it for Chris.
Jerry wants those cameras.
So for the last 2 Christmases, Jeff has really gotten a lot of like stuff, like camera stuff and things like that for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm not buying that stuff anymore until after he stops smoking.
All right, so Lexi's here. So Lexi, if you get a chance, go back and watch the beginning of our video and let us know if we got anything wrong.
Be team rewatch, and I do want to talk to you, and I want to talk to Goth Gal. I want to talk to both of you guys. So
I don't think we got anything wrong. We might not be right, but I don't think
exactly. Yeah, I mean we're. Let's see, what's that? Okay, yeah. Check us out, Lexi, please, and send us a message. And we'll definitely chat. I've wanted to talk to you for a long time. I've talked to Pat so many times, and done video interviews. But I want to interview you guys specifically about, some of the truth versus some of the hype that goes on.
Lexi was one of my tour guides in my many tours.
I have not been.
She was one of my tour guides. Yeah.
Okay.
She was second behind Tansy. She was very knowledgeable.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And she's run that building for how long?
I think so. I saw something on the blade that it's been over 10 years. I think I'm sure she can correct us if we're wrong.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, Jeff, that is a good motivator. Having to have dental work done.
Yeah, that's probably something I need done too. I need everything done.
Well, now
Like,
you have insurance.
I'm like an old car that needs to be.
Yeah, although this is funny, when we had to pay more for insurance, he never went to any doctors unless he absolutely had to. Now that our insurance is not as much, but we have better quality insurance, he goes all the time, which I'm thankful for. So.
Well, but I have to now because like I had a rough, like I'm not gonna lie, it was a bad summer.
Yeah.
I mean, I was almost passing out, like getting dizzy, just bad shit. I'm not sitting here whining, but it was because I found out I'm diabetic, and I, didn't know that until when did we go? August?
July.
Okay, so July I started getting the meds and all that stuff. So, yeah, but it was my obviously you don't get diabetes overnight. You don't just like walk in and somebody coughs and you get diabetes. So that's been affecting me for a long time, and I just never knew what it was.
Now he has to kind of go on my guidelines, which now it's ironically funny because mine had been doing really well.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden mine's all out of whack. Well, I think because I stopped Ozempic. And so now that I stopped Ozempic, it's like I've had issues ever since.
Dawson, you don't drink that much, dude. Like, man, me and Crow have an awesome deal for me to quit drinking. Once I hit 10K, this deal goes into effect, and I already slowed down. Because I think it's important to do anyway.
Well, there goes Dawson for the Halloween drink fest.
Yeah, so you're not going to join us for our power hour on Halloween? That's a disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Ron's going to be there. I think Wisdom's going to be there. So, Dawson, you don't drink that much, do you?
Well, after this weekend, I don't think I'm drinking anymore.
Yeah, her blood sugar went sky high after a pitcher of margaritas.
Yeah. And it was so good because it's the first time I'd really been able to drink since I had been on Ozempic. Yeah. So it's been over a year since I've really had anything
You
to
deserve
drink.
that pitcher of margaritas.
So I deserved it, but I paid for it the next 2 days. I mean, my blood sugars have been fine today, but who knows?
What's that place called? Jerry, have you ever gone to?
Aguava. It's on. It's the old Wendy's on Alexis by Detroit.
It is.
Or not Detroit, Alexis and Telegraph.
You gotta love a restaurant that takes over an old Wendy's location. Did it have a sunroom in the front or no?
No.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it is.
It's really good.
Kick-ass food.
The
margaritas,
they're so smooth.
quality.
You can't even tell there's alcohol in them. And hence why I drink almost a pitcher of margaritas by myself. Almost.
Sweet.
How many did you have to mine?
You had 2/3 of the pitcher.
Toledo has to be the Mexican restaurant capital of the world.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I love Mexican food.
Yep.
There's a lot of good places. Yeah.
Yep. They had we got the
two
fajitas for two, and we brought home
enough for
we
two of
ate
us.
there, and then we ate another meal the next day. So I mean, it was that much food.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it's cheaper to buy the pitcher of margaritas than it is to buy 2 single drinks.
Oh shit! I didn't know this, dude.
What?
Dawson. I mean, you put it in the comments, dude, so I'll highlight it. But one, you're not stupid. You're a good kid. But I didn't know you had issues like in the past. So sorry to hear that, Dawson.
Yeah.
But no, Dawson. Everybody, I know everybody in here probably subs to him already, but. I personally met him. He's an absolute awesome dude. I love his videos. He's got kind of a Sam and Colby style without being fucking dumb and cheesy, if that makes sense.
Like Dawson's Creek, is that what it is?
No, it's not Dawson's Creek.
No.
Dawson Toller.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Dawson. I was just joking.
Wait a minute. What? I don't, Jeffrey, I'm sorry, man. I'm lost. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but that sounds crazy. Why can't I click this stupid show us comment thing? There we go. Saving up to get the all on 4. confused.
Must be talking about the dental work, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I just saw like on all fours.
I just saw something about that where people are going out of. I'm like, I guess because I've seen some horror stories of people getting really bad infections.
Oh,
so I
foreign
yeah.
medicine.
Yeah.
Awesome because of that. God.
It is true though. I've heard a lot of people go to Columbia for dental work because it is so much cheaper and you do get good quality work down there. But I was like, a lot of people have been going to like Turkey to get some like cosmetic stuff and that done. I'm like, I just don't know if I could do that.
Welcome to Health Chat, everybody.
Yeah. Is this a supernatural conversation? Or?
Yeah, foreign medicine. I mean, it always turns into something, Jerry. It usually ends up with food, but just saying.
Yeah, food is good.
Juilliard.
Yeah,
got braces.
turkey is good for hair stuff.
Yeah,
I've heard that
we've
too.
got
Yeah.
everybody's talking healthcare.
Maybe because I'm in the medical field,
Turkey's great for hair and cosmetics.
It's true, but I'm just like,
Oh, and they pay to get you there.
Well, some girl on TikTok, she was showing, she goes and gets all her stuff done in Dubai. She makes a trip for a week trip, and she spends one whole day in this one building, and she gets like her mammogram done, her yearly exam. She gets she gets everything done. She gets x-rays, chest x-ray, like a chest CT. She gets an MRI, a CAT scan, everything. And she gets it all done for like minimal of what we were, and then she still can enjoy going on vacation for the rest of the time. I think crazy.
I think, and I'm not going politics. We're not doing that, but I think it's because Americans don't pay. Like, so if you go get an MRI, there's no way to shop around to get the cheapest one because
now you can.
Your health insurance covers it.
Well, you
know what I mean? So like we've gotten in the habit of not paying for it. We pay a copay typically. And
if you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that. Well, but back in the day it used to be, it was just a copay. It didn't matter what you had done.
Yeah.
Back, 15, 20 years, it was just you paid $10 to go to the doctor. That was it. It didn't matter if you had no idea what it cost to go see that doctor. It was just, it cost you $10, So they just took the price out of the service.
See, but now with certain, like for us, it's not going to matter because I work for I basically work for a hospital. So our insurance is obviously we use our providers, we get a cheaper rate than if we use other providers. But you can shop around to see. Now with our insurance, there's different plans that you can shop around and you can use whoever you want, but you might pay a higher deductible. But on a lot of the insurance plans, you can check around to see who has the cheap. Like if you're getting a lot of insurance companies do this now because I have to listen to people and ask them if I know. But what you do is they will shop around and you can go to the three different organizations we have in town and you can find out which one's going to be the cheapest to go to and then you can go to that one.
Yeah.
Like our insurance, we don't do that. We just go to one. Jerry's probably the same way.
and God forbid, like honestly, in this country, if you are a private person, like let's say you're self-employed, like let's say I wasn't married to Dana, I have to have health insurance. It would cost me what, probably $1,200 a month.
At least,
yeah. And that's for shit coverage.
But this is sad because the company I used to work for, I was a manager, and I paid for us to both have
it was
insurance.
One paycheck.
I was paying almost $1,200 a month.
Right.
And then we still had to pay for up to $3,000 per person before they kicked in insurance. But now, and Jerry, like I said, Jerry's in the same boat because I'm sure he probably has the same insurance we do.
No, when I got my new job, we switched.
You switch?
UT, yeah.
Yeah. So his wife has the same insurance we do, but for us, if we use because I work for a physicians group for our big company. If you use the physicians groups, you get a better deal and you only pay $10 for a visit. And then if it's a specialist, you pay $30. But if you don't use one of those, then you pay 30 and 60. So I mean, it's like, okay, they kind of got to a little, but if we wanted to, we could go and use somebody else, but we would pay a lot more. But the crazy part is what I pay now for us monthly didn't even cover. That's what I paid. Not even like, it's less than that.
Yeah.
What I was paying for one paycheck.
Yeah, I think it just in general, it's different based on your employer and the age of the employees too. Like when I worked at the previous company I worked at, we got really young really fast. When we merged with another company, and our rates went way down because we became a much younger company. So I think that has something to do with it too. But anyway.
Yeah, but it's crazy how healthcare is it's just so crazy. But I said we're fortunate but then like I said, we have now I pay $75 more until Jeff has to be 6 months smoke free, and we get that $75 waived. But
no, I don't know how you can motivate him any more than what you already motivated him.
I know, right? It's like I said, when he's determined, he'll have to do it. But I did kind of toss out there, well, we do save $75 if you do it. So $75 goes towards a new toy.
So do we have any other topics to discuss tonight?
I don't know. Do we have any more topics?
Not really, but I do want to go back to Collingwood for 1 second. So if Lexi is still watching, I want her to know, because she wasn't here in the beginning, we're not crapping on the location or anything like that. Like,
we love the location.
All of us absolutely love the Collingwood Arts Center. So, please go back and watch the beginning. We're just a little sketchy on some of the stuff that, people say about it, but, all of us absolutely love the place and love what you guys do. And so I don't want you to think that this live stream was to, shit on the building, because that definitely was not it. We all love it. So see a lot of comments I missed, but we should probably wrap it up. It's been 2 hours, so so like I said, we are going to do a video on the Collingwood Arts Center, and the twins' take on the history of it and stuff. But it's not going to necessarily just be about that. We want to find out the truth about some of the rumors. So I'm hoping we can talk to Lexi and Goth Gal and interview them, get them on camera. That would be freaking awesome. And, get some real facts going here and not just, hyped up rumors, because there's a lot of them that go around surrounding Collingwood. So we are going to do a video on that. I just did the past life regressions one, if anybody wants to watch that. Candy, goddamn, she's a mind reader. She put that up as I said it. We're going to do another one too about paranormal nightmares. I don't like. Yes, absolutely, for sure. Farrell, if you can share that hang on. Or if one of our mods can find out their events calendar and post it in here, because they do have events going on all month.
Yeah,
every
they
weekend.
are loaded in October.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So, yep, we love to promote them.
And I believe all the money they collect goes right back into the building.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you could actually send it to me in that message that you sent me, I'll make sure that we put it up on our Boo pages as well for you.
Yep.
Because it's a big building and it needs a lot of renovation. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to put the link to the calendar up there, for sure, I will put that up on our Boo page, and I can usually try to cross it over to different stuff. So.
And I would even, so I watched some videos I took the other day, and I was like, man, there's some disrepair going on that I would love to. I don't know. Look me up if you guys need some help with some work there. Because I'm a contractor. I wouldn't mind donating some hours to just be there. You know what I'm saying? I just that's who I am and what I do, I guess. So we are, like I said, we're wrapping it up. I was going to talk about the Paranormal Nightmares video.
Wait, hold on. So I was going to say, Doctor, can you actually if you're able to, because I can't do it sometimes quick enough from my phone to the thing, if you can actually put it on this page as well, go ahead, or on this feed, we'll put it up on this feed as well.
I don't know if people watching can post links.
Oh.
I think it has to be a mod, but it's the Collingwood Arts Center is the name of the place.
Here, let me see if I can do it since I
Yeah, Dana's a mod.
Yeah, 5 days ago they did a post that had all the October events on Facebook at least. Yeah.
But Paranormal Nightmare has done something for a long time that really drives me nuts. It is
there we go.
Wisdom. I did not look into this yet. See, I keep it sidetracked. Wisdom has a theory, and I don't doubt it at all, because that they actually like overlay words from their apps in their videos. I do suspect, and I'll say suspect, that if nothing else, they add the words to their app before they investigate a place. They will add relevant words because they always come up. You know, because some of these apps you can add your own words to their word dictionary. And Josh from Paranormal Seekers told me once that he did that, and these words come up more often. So that's something to consider when you watch the twins, if you watch them. But no, Paranormal Nightmares, I don't like this whole code case that, you know, they get the spirit box out to find out where bodies are buried or where missing people are. They say they're working with the cops. They're not. I've actually talked to one.
Yeah, it only happens in TV shows, I think.
Absolute bullshit. So, you know, we're going to do a video on that because
not to say it doesn't happen, but
it's no. In fact, I do know for a fact that it does happen. I've actually talked to a psychic that has worked with police departments.
But I would say most of the time it doesn't happen.
Right. And it's definitely not anything that a police department would officially acknowledge. But I promise you, they're not talking to ghost hunters that are using the spirit box to find out where missing people are. So that's something that they do that drives me nuts, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. Plus, we're going to do that Middle Point high school investigation that we did. I think I have a way to make something out of nothing, you know, and without faking anything. I'm saying I can make, I think, an interesting video where absolutely nothing happened. So, plus, I still have the one that me and Dawson went to. So, we got stuff coming out.
Sounds like you need some time.
Dude, it takes so fucking long.
See, but it's nice because now I don't bug him as much because I'm on to my making Halloween stuff and that and getting ready for convention. So now I don't bug him so much.
And you people have no idea how many gigs of past stuff that I've done. I actually, not gigs, it's terabytes now at this point. I have 3 hard drives that equal 12 terabytes, and 2 of them are full, and the third one is, I don't know, 1/6 full. So I mean, that's a lot of stuff that we've done throughout the years that just no one's ever seen. So, you know, we definitely got to get into it and get some of this shit out. So, but anyway, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for the gifts, and it's not just about the gifts too. It's you people that just come in and watch and comment, like that means so much. You have no idea.
And then we find out we have people like that are in our neighborhood that we never knew that we've been trying to find links, and now we have connections that we can talk to. So
I am definitely looking forward to talking to Goth Gal and Lexi.
But also then everybody has that link to the column, so you get a little bit more idea about that, because now that's something that we know. I mean, that's something for sure. If we have that calendar, I'll make sure that I try to put it up every month. So if people want to,
and there's people that live close enough to Ohio that would travel.
But even if they're doing like a vacation, they want to go somewhere. I mean, there's a lot to do around here that you could that could be one of the things that you plan to do.
Especially if you like Mexican food.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Toledo is little Mexico. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining, and we will see you next Monday. I'm gonna try and hit up Cassie and Ron and see if they'll be a guest. But if not, we'll definitely have some kind of show. It doesn't matter what, when, where, who. But we will see you next Monday.
Bye.
The awkward ending starts